All you can do is combine things that are alike. It doesn't matter where they are in the string, you have to gather all the numbers together and do whatever it says they're doing. Then you gotta gather all the letters together. You may have some C's and some B's and some D's. All you can do is add the D's together, add the A's together, and add the numbers together. They're all different things. It's like saying I have 5 eggs and 10 apples. You can't say you have 15 eggs. You see what I mean? You can't add eggs and apples together.
I don't know. I guess just the way it's written.
They just move it around. You just have to gather them together. You
I
want to do what now?
add these numbers together though, instead of subtract the numbers.
You have to go by whatever the sign is in front of the number.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I was thinking if I was to do 7C minus C, that's 60. But I was thinking 4 plus 5, not 4 minus 5.
It's not 4 minus 5. There's a negative 4 because the minus is in front of the 4. You're taking away 4. You can't add a 4 plus 5 when it's a negative 4 plus 5. That minus 4 means you've taken 4 away. If you take 4 away and you add 5 back, you're ending up only adding 1 to this string. You see what I'm saying? You got to look and see what's happening to each number. For instance, the next one, 6K minus 5K. You see, you got to keep that minus with that 5K. So it's K. And the plus 7 stays plus 7 because it's a plus there. If it had been a minus 7, you would have had to say K minus 7. Let's find
So you
another one of
said
this.
if it was 6K minus 5K, it would just be K instead of 1K?
Yeah, K and 1K means the same thing, but they just don't put a 1 in front of it because if you only have one of them there, it's understood there's only 1K. If you just see K, you know it's one of them. Okay? So let's look at number 4. Now they're all S's. So you can do exactly what it says to them because they're all the same, you see. So I have 10S plus 4S would give you what? 14S minus 6 of them would give you 8 S's. You see, they're all the same, so you can put them all together. But now look at the middle there. You have some numbers and some N's. So I'm going to have to put the 4 in plus N. 5 in. Then I have a plus 3, but a minus 1.
So it would be 7. A what? What you say?
You have a plus 3 and a minus 1. Where are you getting 7 from? A 3 and a negative 1 would give you what? If you go up 3 and come down 1, where are you?
Oh, 2.
Positive 2. So it would be 5N plus 2. Because the 4N plus N gave us 5N, right? The plus 3 minus 1 gave us a plus 2. So I'd have 5N plus 2. Would be as far as I could take that. Let's look at the next one there. You have an 8X and a minus 9X. So that's going to give you a what? What kind of X? Negative X. You went up 8, but you came down 9, right? So you're down to a negative 1. You follow that one? Yes or no? Okay. So that's a negative 1x, and we would just put negative x. We wouldn't put the 1 there. Just negative x. Then you have a 6 plus a 5. So what do you have? 11. So you have negative x plus 11. Follow that one? Okay. So let's go back up to the top then. Number 2. Nicole, what would number 2 be? How many A's do you have? 11A. Okay, now we're done with the A's. Let's deal with the numbers. You have a negative 3 and a negative 1. When you put them together, you'd have what? Negative 4. So your answer would be 11A minus 4. Okay? Go on, look again at that 8z. On across from there. 8z minus 5 plus 2z minus 9. How many z's do you have? 10z. Then you have to look at that minus 5, minus 9. So you're taking both of them away. Where are you going to end up? You're down 5, then you go down 9 more. Where are you going to end up? If you're starting at 0, you go down 5, and you go down 9 more, where would you end up? You can draw it, write it. You don't have to think, just count down. Count down to 5 and then count down 9 more and see what number you end up at. 0 is at ground level. Go down, just write numbers going down, underground. Go down 5. Now go down 9 more numbers. Make 9 more lines and fill your numbers in and see where you end up. You're down 5, then go down 9 more. Yes. Because we learned that when you have 2 negatives or 2 positives and you're adding them together, you add the numbers and keep the sign. So a -5, added to that a -9, you're going to have a -14. So you're going to have 10z minus 14. -14 and -14 mean the same thing. What about number 8? How many y's do you have? Number 8?
This word problem?
No, we're still up at the numbers, up at the top. Number 8. 8 plus 3y minus 2 plus 7y. How many y's do you have? 10y. Then you have a 8, which is a positive 8, right? And a -2. 8 take away 2. What are you going to have? So it's 10y plus 6. See, it would have been a -6 if it had been a -8 and a +2. Then it would have been a -6. But you just have 8 take away 2 is 6. And then that middle one, 7c minus 4 plus 5 minus c, how many c's will you have? 6c. You got a -4 and a +5. What are you going to end up with? You're down 4, you come up 5. Where will you be? At a +1, right? Okay, so it'll be 6c plus 1. Then that k, 6k plus 7 minus 5k. How many k's are you going to have? So you just put k. The only number you have is plus 7, so it's just k plus 7. Okay? Let's go on further. Okay, on 294, sometimes they won't have it written out in a string for you. You have to bring it out into that string. So you have to remember how to do these things. When it tells you to simplify the expression, that 5 outside of the parentheses means what are you going to do with that 5? Multiply it by what? Just m? How are you going to multiply times m plus 2? How are you going to add 2 plus m?
You multiply 5 times m and then 5 times 2.
You have to distribute it, we said. You have to multiply it by everything in there. Now, if there was a number inside there, you're right. You could add them together first and then multiply it times the 5. But we don't know what m is. So we can't add m plus 2 because we don't know what m is. So what you have to do is take each one of them separately. Remember we talked about the distributive property? You have to distribute that 5 throughout the parentheses. To every number or every symbol in there has to be multiplied times 5 in order to find the answer. Now remembering that the reason for this is that we're trying to find an unknown number. We don't know what that C represents yet. But all we know is that in order to find the answer, you're going to have to add it to this and subtract this from it or whatever. So you had 5 times the quantity, what was it, m plus 2? You're going to have to take and multiply the 5 times m. 5 times m gives you what? Just 5? 5m. Because you don't know what m is. So it's 5m. 5 m's. The plus is here, you keep the plus. 5 times 2 is what? 10. So that's how you would do that. 5m plus 10 would be your answer. You have to multiply 5 times each thing in there. 5 times m is 5 m's. 5 times 2 is 10. We can't get a number answer to 5 times m because we don't know what m is. All we know is that whatever m is, when you multiply it by 5, that's going to be that quantity there. That's going to be what it equals. So right across from that, 3 times the quantity, and that's how you would say that, times the quantity a minus 1, because it's not just times a, it's times whatever that quantity is going